Unfortunately, due to the large amounts of wind, I have to make this video in my vehicle. This webcam picks up way too much wind noise to the point where you can't even hear the video. But this will be a good video for you to watch if you're interested in things like cleansing, fasting, spirituality, Kundalini, etc. So many things to talk about, man. So many things to talk about, such a little amount of time. But anyways, I'm going to be reading a couple passages in a little bit out of The Ancient Secret of the Flower of Life, Volume 1 by Drunvalo Melchizedek. And I'm also going to be reading a few passages out of a very, very important book that you get called The Emerald Tablet of Thoth the Atlantean, or Thoth as some people say. This is a very, very important book if you're interested in spirituality, if you're interested in enlightenment, if you're interested in Kundalini, if you're interested in planetary evolution, etc. I mean, it's heavy. I've gone through this book and dissected it, essentially. But, to start things off, a little story. There were a bunch of truth seekers, wisdom seekers, talking to the god Horus. 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 These men were seeking the realm of God. And they're talking to the god Horus, and they ask him, where's heaven? How do we get to heaven? How do we find heaven? How do we get to heaven when we die? And Horus looked at them with stern eyes and said, heaven is all around you. You're just too drunk to see it. And Horus wasn't referring to being intoxicated on alcohol. He was referring to being intoxicated on the illusion of the Matrix, essentially. The Maya, the illusion of the third dimension. That is a very profound little story. He said to the men that asked him, where is the kingdom of God? Where is heaven? Horus replied by saying, heaven is everywhere around you. It is what this reality is made out of, but you cannot see it because you are way too drunk on the illusion. You are drunk on the illusion. Excuse me. You're too drunk on the illusion. Again, it's very funny that, a lot of religions, man, they're all based on, making you a martyr here in your life in the third dimension, or in this realm, for the possibility that you may reach heaven in some other dimension. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. Heaven is here and now. It's just a matter of opening up your eyes long enough to be able to see that. Many people are stuck in being a martyr here in this reality, for the purpose of possibly entering the realm of heaven when you die. It's insane. It's absolutely crazy. And I'm not bashing anybody's religion or anything like that. It's just, damn, man. What's the point of constantly wanting to find heaven in a different reality? What's the point of sticking around here, constantly worrying about everything and managing your life so that you possibly can enter some fake version of heaven that the Christian doctrine has embedded deeply into your brain tissue? This ideology that when you die, man, you either go to heaven or you go to hell. Bullshit. This is heaven here now, and this is hell here now as well. It depends on the consciousness that you are viewing reality through. It does. Now, what is the illusion? The illusion is the matrix. The matrix is essentially the world that has been pulled over to your eyes to blind you from the truth. Just as Morpheus says in the movie The Matrix. Just as he says in the movie The Matrix. The truth has been... we have been shut off from the truth. Because if people knew the truth, they wouldn't be able to be managed and controlled by people in higher places of power. If you shut human beings off from understanding the truth of who they are and what this world is that we live in, then you can easily manage and control them. You can easily manage and control people when you can alter their view of what reality is. The Matrix has done a great job of turning people into complacent little worker bees that are just, they work most of their life. That's what they do. They work. They spend no time experiencing the inner world through meditation, etc. They spend no time experiencing the inner dimensions. They spend no time witnessing the heaven around them. And there are ways to do that. So, to end this little section of this discussion up, again, Horus said that you people are way too drunk. You're stumbling around in the matrix. You're stumbling around in the illusion, in the Maya. To the point where you're so inebriated and you're so fucking intoxicated that your eyes they can't scan reality properly. Your bones are weakened. Your organs are all fucked up. You don't see straight. You don't see right. You can't see the dimensions around you. You cannot see the spirits around you. You cannot even see your own spirit guides. You cannot see the elementals that are literally everywhere in this reality. You've been shut the fuck off because you've been bamboozled with dogmatic garbage that will literally eat your brain tissue out and make you a slave, essentially. This may be very difficult for some people to digest this because, I'm talking about things that are foreign to a lot of people. Excuse me. Dropped my phone. Fuck it. Again, I'm just going to end this little discussion. I don't want to talk about the illusion of reality for too long, but again, kingdom of heaven, it's right in front of you and you don't even see it. And you're waiting for something, a mental version of heaven, or an idea of heaven to come when you die. So you're going to spend life in this reality, completely intoxicated on the illusion and on the matrix, while you patiently and eagerly wait for your date in heaven when you die, instead of experiencing it here now. It's all here now, man. I see a massive spiritual renaissance beginning to take place here on planet Earth. And I believe that we have good things in store for us in the future. I believe that this planet is literally going to be a physical heaven. I believe that it will become that. Excuse me while I find my phone. It keeps beeping. Okay. A lot of people don't like to believe that heaven, could be here on Earth. Because a lot of people are fucking afraid to death of this reality. And what I mean by that is they with all the war and all the negativity that they perceive, they focus on that, man. They get consumed by fear. All this Illuminati stuff, all this secret society stuff, all these people thinking that they're controlled by these higher forces, these elite people with all this money. It's just insanity. The Illuminati, man. The Illuminati. They're controlling us, man. We got no power. Oh my God. They don't tell you what to eat. God damn it. They don't tell you how to dress. They don't tell you what to study. They don't tell you what to do. They don't have power over you, man. The only power that they have over you is the power that you give to them, man, with your fear and all your garbage. But I see a massive spiritual renaissance being unfolded in front of my eyes every day every fucking day, man. Especially with the internet, more and more information is getting to more and more people, and that is absolutely grand. That is a great thing, man. A great thing that we finally now have come to this point in history as humans where we have access to all this information, this important, vital information right at our fingertips. More and more people are beginning to uncode the matrix. They're beginning to see past the illusion, and they're beginning to want more out of life, other than just being a corporate person, man. Excuse me. Again, a massive spiritual renaissance. And again, many people don't like to believe that because they think they're controlled by the Illuminati and all this garbage. But it's just like, it's just insanity, man. Haven't you ever watched the movie The Secret? The movie about the law of attraction? Start imagining and attracting into your life a beautiful life. Start attracting and manifesting a more beautiful reality here on planet Earth. Imagine in your mind and in your heart especially a beautiful, clean ecosystem, a biosphere of evolution where everyone is united, not just countries and corporations, man, but everyone's united. Imagine in your heart a reality where enlightenment is everywhere. And yes, enlightenment can happen, let me tell you. And that is what's in store for us in the future, I believe. Massive enlightenment on planet Earth. Talking about some really cool shit going down here on planet Earth. And that'll come from, essentially, part of it will come from people continuing to see past the illusion of the Matrix. As more and more people, especially our youth, begin to see the corruption that's taking place on this planet, they will continue essentially to break through the Matrix. And as that happens, the consciousness of the planet will continue to change very rapidly, and new things will be in store for us. We shouldn't have to work every day. We shouldn't have to do all this mundane nonsense that just keeps us distracted from knowing ourselves. Know thyself, man. Essentially, what I'm getting at is the Garden of Eden will return, in my opinion. The Matrix will crumble, and Eden will return. And Brando, he talks about all this Matrix stuff. What is he, obsessed with the Matrix, man? The movie? Like with Neo? The idea of the Matrix goes back so much further than the movie The Matrix. The Matrix the film just took those ideas and crystallized it into a focal point. But the Matrix is not some new thing, so don't think I'm quoting just the movie. The Matrix is the world that's been pulled over your eyes to blind you from the truth, and that truth is that you are a slave. That is right out of the mouth of Morpheus. It's just a movie, man. It's just a movie. But it's a movie about real things. That's what many people don't understand. And that's what's so beautiful about that film as well, is that movie is about real fucking things, real principles, real concepts, real ideas, real things. But, the planet's Kundalini is waking up. Big time. And as that happens, the Kundalini in people will begin to ignite and burn brighter and hotter until the point that we will get to a point in life where Heaven will return, man. It will return. Here on planet Earth. No more of this matrix garbage. A big role in the evolution of the planet is with the flower of life. The flower of life is just an absolute treasure trove of mysteries and occult. It is just a gold mine of occult and wisdom and information. This symbol needs to be studied. This symbol is within us. It is a creation pattern. It's everywhere. And Brando, he thinks these symbols are in us, man. What's he talking about? Oh ho ho! You don't get where I'm coming from. These principles, these geometric patterns. They're the blueprint for creating matter, etc. You know, I mean, in order for heaven to return here on planet Earth, humans are going to have to actually stop being such little boys their whole life. Little boys and little girls who are just drunk on idiocy. In order for heaven to return, it's a mutual thing. It's humans working with Earth. We're working to reclaim her glory, and we're working to reclaim our glory. And the only way for us to do that is if we get off the fucking bullshit. You got to take the IV that's connected to your arm, yank it out of the catheter. That fucking IV is plugged into that television, and that television is spewing garbage into your soul. And not only that, but you have IVs hooked up into just the garbage, the illusion, all the bullshit, all the war, man, and all the hate and all the garbage, man. Yank the fucking IV out of the catheter and stop feeding your soul garbage. Your soul needs an enema. It needs a cleansing. It needs fucking oxygen. It needs to be fed. And it needs to be fed not garbage and just disgusting shit. Such as war and all this. Fuck. It's just, so many people are just plugged in, man. Unplug yourself. It's not that hard. But humans are going to have to start being such stop being such little boys and girls their whole fucking life. They're going to have to grow up spiritually. And they're going to have to do what it takes to make a change on the planet. And many people don't want to do that because many people love being lazy fucking pigs. No offense, man. Many people just love using this realm as just a pleasure fucking realm. Or sex, food, just all the lowest mundane activities take place here on planet Earth. But that doesn't mean that it has to be a realm that is just a hell realm. This realm can be very, very, very beautiful, but it needs to be exalted. It needs to be spiritually exalted, man. And again, only going to happen if people wake up. You got all sorts of people here in the Matrix who just they act like they're exempt from the ramifications of their actions. They just get to be pigs their whole lives and not have to fucking be, they don't have to. They think they don't have to experience any ramifications for their actions. But again, I mean, there's a lot of things that need to be fixed here on planet Earth, and it starts with the ocean, in the air quality. The air quality has to be fixed, and so does the oceans. Those two things coupled together will bring massive change, not only in the consciousness of people, but in the way that we perceive reality. Because right now you're breathing in a host of very dangerous compounds in the air that totally rob you from your brain's ability to be able to experience higher consciousness. Remember, there's a reason why that shit's floating in the air. It's to keep you shut off. I'm going to read from, starting at page 67 of, again, get this book, The Ancient Secret of the Flower of Life, by Drunvalo Melchizedek. If you read this book, magical things will start happening to you. I can pretty much guarantee you that. But I'm going to start reading The Darker Side of Our Present and Past. This is on page 67. Excuse me while I find some good passages. It was in the August 1st, 1988 issue that Time magazine focused its attention on the oceans and what was happening there. Jacques Cousteau wrote a book about this around 1978. He was a very respected person, but when he wrote the book, he lost credibility in scientific circles because he made a statement that nobody could believe. He founded his statements on pure science, but people simply could not or would not accept the truth. Specifically, he said that the Mediterranean Sea would be a dead body of water by the end of 1990, and that the Atlantic Ocean would also be dead by the turn of the century. People thought, this guy's nuts, it's never going to happen. Well, it is happening. The Mediterranean Sea is now somewhere around 95% dead. It's not 100% dead, so he was not exactly right. Nevertheless, it's still going to be a dead sea if people continue to live the way they do. Again, this is a people problem. Earth didn't create the fucking problem. People did. People are a virus. Nevertheless, it's going to be a dead sea if people continue to live the way they do. And the Atlantic Ocean is rapidly doing the same. Maybe it won't happen in the year 2000, but it will happen very soon after that. Unless something changes dramatically, it will die. No fish, no dolphins, no life in the Atlantic. Who cares, bro? Who cares? Oh, Brando, he's into all that spiritual stuff, man. He's into, like, trying to save the planet. You know, like, he's like a hippie, man. He thinks that, you know, like, we can change the planet. Blah, 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 blah. First of all, I'm not a hippie. I hate that term. I'm an evolutionist. I'm a futurist. I'm a rationalist. I'm a realist. A hippie. I'm so... not even going to get into that. Brando thinks that he can save the planet. Well, why wouldn't a person be able to save the planet? A person is a part of the collective whole. A person, an individual, since they are a part of that whole, a fraction of that whole, by proxy, has a influence over the entire whole. So just by focusing on creating a beautiful world, just by dreaming about a more beautiful world of no pollution, etc., you begin to affect the whole because you're connected to the whole. Brandon he thinks he can save the world, man. He's one of those people that thinks, you know, he thinks he can really save the world. He's crazy or something. You're crazy for thinking that you can't. You've had your power shut off. Your chakras are shut off. You have no energy moving through you. And the energy that you do have moving through you is moving through the lowest chakra, the root chakra. In most people's root chakras, the petals are completely just atrophied. Again, they're shut off. The flower, the petals on their chakras are burnt. They're atrophied. They're destroyed. But that's a subject for another rant. Again, man, you're a fraction, you're a part of the collective whole of mankind. Therefore, you have an effect on the whole of mankind. Start using the law of attraction to create a beautiful world. Start imagining in your heart a beautiful world, a clean world, without pollution, without corruption, without all the garbage. And if enough fucking people do it, and enough people do it with enough fucking love and care, then things will happen. It's called magic. Things will happen. But, you have to believe that it will happen. You have to reclaim your power, goddammit. Continuing. We can't live without the oceans. The bottom of the food chain, the plankton, will be gone. And if they go, we go. Again, we can't live without the oceans. The bottom of the food chain, the plankton, will be gone. And if they go, we go. When we don't take this seriously, it's like saying, well, I don't really need my heart. Again, that is very profound. When we don't take this seriously, it's like saying, well, I don't really need my... When we don't take this seriously, it's like saying, well, I don't really need my heart. This is a major component in the ecosystem on Earth, and it's going fast. This is not debatable. This is scientific fact. The only part that is debatable is when. It is really happening. Nobody believed it would happen because they just couldn't accept the truth. That's the way humans are, man. They got this Barney Rubble complex where they're just so fucking arrogant, so thick-skulled. It's just like they won't accept the truth even when it is the truth because of their fear. And people that are afraid like that are very irresponsible on the spiritual planes and actually do more harm to the planet than good. They do more harm to the collective consciousness than good. New York City, for instance, has pipes that go 20 miles out and dump all their human feces into the oceans. That's just the perfect example of how brilliant humans are. Just perfect example of just the brilliance of mankind. And people love to tout this bullshit. All this, oh, we're so advanced, man. We're humans. We look at us. Look at what we've built. Look at what we've built, man. Look at it. It's so amazing. What's so amazing about it? The architecture is nothing like Egypt. We don't even have temples anymore in the Matrix. They're just the little fucking stupid-looking buildings and shit. Little houses. They don't even have sacred geometry principles embedded into the architecture, man. Look at how advanced we are, bro. We have airplanes, and we have this, and we have that. The technology that we're experiencing right now in the Matrix is nothing like the technology of the spiritual technology of the ancients. It's just not. It's not at all. We don't even have sacred geometrical principles embedded into the architectural blueprints, and etc. of the buildings that we have here in the Matrix. Where's the pyramid of Walnut Creek? Where's the pyramid of San Ramon? Where's the Sphinx of Dublin? Where are the healing temples of Martinez? They're not there. All you have is working places where people go to work. Places where people go for 8+ or more hours a day to do mundane tasks that keep them from using the higher faculties of their mind and brain and their anatomy. Look at how advanced we are, bro. We got airplanes, man. We got this, we got that. We don't have shit, man. We're so unadvanced that we can't even have clean skies. There are 3 things that you need for a society to flourish. That is clean air, clean water, and clean food. Pristine food, pristine air, and pristine water. Those are 3 things that we are not experiencing here in the Matrix. Those are the 3 essential things that make a society flourish, and us as humans can't even fucking do that. We can't even have clean air, clean water, and etc. But we're just fucking advanced, aren't we? We're just fucking on top of it. Dumping poop into the water in New York, spraying chemtrails in the skies, polluting the food supply, destroying the water supply, putting chemicals in the water that'll make you fucking spiritually brain dead, etc. But we're just really advanced. And I'm not saying that humans aren't advanced. I'm saying that we put way too much emphasis on these mundane technologies that aren't really spiritual technologies. The technological world needs to merge with the spiritual realm, and that is when magic starts to happen. Because right now all the technology is based on mundane garbage. It's not interwoven with spirituality. It's not interwoven with ancient principles of healing and magic and enlightenment. I'll get into that later. Let's see how much battery I have. Okay. Again, New York City, for instance, has pipes that go 20 miles out and dump all their human feces into the ocean. They figured, well, the oceans will take care of it. But for the last 60 years or so, it's been building up into a huge mountain. Now there's a mountain range of shit out in the ocean that is moving towards New York City. It's now up against and actually coming into the harbor, and they don't know what to do with it. It would take more money that New York has to fix it. This is the kind of foresight that we as humans have demonstrated. That is very profound. This is the kind of foresight that we as humans have demonstrated. A few years ago, around the turn of this century, there were 30 million species of life forms on Earth. 30 million different species of life. In 1993, there were about 15 million. It took billions of years to create these life forms, and in less than a blink of an eye, a mere 100 years, half of life on this dear Earth is dead. That is not the byproduct of a spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and physically exalted and advanced society. That is the byproduct of a brain-dead society. Absolutely brain-dead. A society of humans that do no foresight. They foreshadow nothing. It's just the way it is, man. A lot of things need to change here on planet Earth. But essentially, again, like I said before, it's only going to change when the consciousness change is. If the consciousness that brought about all these problems doesn't change, then nothing will change, because consciousness is all. Around 30, again, man, I mean, in 100 years, you kill 15 million species of life on the Earth, and you're going to try to tell me that we're fucking we're an advanced society of people? That's a bunch of jargon, a bunch of garbage, a bunch of plabberwacky, a bunch of fucking stupid bullshit talk, rehashed garbage. Around 30 species a minute are now becoming extinct everywhere. If you were to watch this planet from space, it would appear to be dying very, very rapidly. Yet we're going on as though nothing Yet we're going on as though nothing's happening and everything's great. That's the problem. We're sticking money in the bank and driving our cars and wiggling right on. Yet from an honest point of view, we have a real life and death problem going on here on Earth, and few people seem to be really serious about it. And that's the saddest thing. For years, I've noticed by watching people and studying the way people react to certain things that many people just, they aren't serious about these kind of things. They're essentially wrapped up and possessed by survival. The human species, the average human, is caught up on in a day-to-day battle just to survive, to put food on the table, etc. They shut themselves off from caring about Earth because they don't have time to care about Earth, because they're essentially a spiritual prisoner. And that's the saddest thing. It's sad to see good people waste themselves. And I'm not saying that working is a bad thing. You have to have money. But I mean, goddamn, most of the people that I know that have these full-time jobs and shit, and their time off, they're not fucking hitting the books. They're too tired, man. They just worked 8 hours a day for 5 days straight. You think a person that does that every day of their fucking life, every month of their life, is going to have the spiritual stamina to fucking push the envelope of what it is to be a human being here on Earth? They don't have time for that, man. They don't have time to make little groups on the internet to spread awareness. They don't have time to fast. They don't have time to fucking do anything other than be hooked up to the fucking anesthesia in their veins from the fucking illusion. And I really hope that these videos are recording properly. I noticed that I've noticed that this computer makes a shit ton of noise when it's on, and I'm hoping that my mic inside my webcam is not picking all that noise up, because I need to get this video out. For those who watch these videos, thank you. It gives me hope to know that people are interested in these kind of subjects. And I know that the things that I'm talking about, I don't know, but I hope that they're stimulating parts of you. And I hope through stimulating you, you can stimulate yourself with the information, and then start stimulating others, man. I hope that by me saying, I hope that you get interested, man. Many of you probably already are interested. And if you are, thank God, man. We're using the principles of the law of attraction here to stimulate people, and by stimulating people, they can stimulate others, and by stimulating themselves. And through that, we get a bunch of fucking people here on Earth to start stimulating each other spiritually. And before you know it, you got so many people using the law of attraction that manifestation start happening here on Earth collectively. But the movie The Secret is a good movie, but they did a really good job of making it very Hollywood. I give it like a 2.5 or 3 out of 5 stars ratings. rating, because they left out a lot of good stuff. They made it seem like, you just make a wish and like $1 million just falls out of the fucking sky right at your feet. And there's a lot of people who've watched the movie The Secret that still haven't manifested jack fucking shit. Excuse my language. Jack shit, though. Jack fucking shit. And that's because the movie The Secret is only a part of the puzzle. Yes, the law of attraction works very, very well, but you also have to have the law of applied will. You have to have the law of action. The law of action is the thing that makes you manifest what you desire. You don't just make a wish for $1 million and then just expect it to show up. You have to use action. You have to use your magic. Do rituals and things of that nature. You have to constantly be like pulling your desire towards you through your actions. Excuse me. But anyway, continuing. This is a very, very important book. Again, no one seems to be serious about these issues. Thank God for the internet, because with the internet we can get these ideas out. Many people are reading stuff like this. They're finding out about Monsanto. They're finding out about all these little things. And through the internet, I mean, it's like blink of an eye, man. Information can get from one part of the world to the other like that. So, the internet is a very, very important and valuable tool to be using, and it shouldn't be abused. If you're going to use the fucking internet, use it wisely. Don't be a vegetable and just fucking use the internet to play video games or just to play, fucking Bubble Trouble or not Bubble Trouble. What's that stupid shit on Facebook? Candy Crush something. I mean, dude, the amount of time that many people waste just vegging out on the internet is very, very disgusting. It is what it is, though, man. People are going to do what people are going to do. I don't hate people. I just wish people would care more. That's all. I wish people would care more. And that's what's so beautiful about this day and age. It smells good. In this day and age is that people are beginning to care more. For a long time in the Matrix, it was a huge trend to just not give a shit about the environment. There's like this trend that it's like macho to not care about the environment. And it's cool to be an idiot. They teach that in the high schools. They teach that in the elementary schools too. They don't teach you much in these. The most valuable thing you're going to learn from the education system is how to read and write and to add and subtract and do basic math. Because a lot of the history that they're teaching is bogus. A lot of the medical stuff that they're treating is absolutely bogus. And I know that for a fact. They are not teaching proper health in these schools in the Matrix at all. But again, they're teaching just garbage. I mean, proof of that is that I don't see Einsteins being created out of these schools. I don't see great minds being manifested out of these educational systems. I don't see fucking Leonardo da Vinci's coming out of the elementary schools and the high schools and these colleges. No, I see bankers though, and I see businessmen and these suits that, it's essentially a pursuit for money. Many people go to college because they're afraid that if they don't, they'll never have money. That's how much of a lack of faith people have in the divine order of things in their life. Where they have to run around, shuffle around the fucking Matrix, worrying about possibly not having money in the future, so they have to run around and learn these trades that many people don't even want to do so that they can put some money in their pockets. So they can go out on the weekends and drive their $80,000 Porsches and, and chase ass. Chase tail. And then afterwards we can go have a beer and we can fucking, watch the game. This symbol is known as Metatron's cube. And I'll get into that in future rants. Oh my, this book is so important for you to get. Okay. Let's see here. There's some really neat information in this book about the Dogon tribe. The Dogon tribe, ooh, I get chills just when I say it because of the power in it. The Dogon tribe is something that you should consider studying if you're interested in advanced spiritual sciences. These people knew things years ago that science couldn't even catch up to, and they didn't even have any technology. They had the consciousness. They had Kundalini consciousness. And I will get into that. They were directly grounded to the earth. Unlike the Western rat race mall consciousness that is completely non-connected. These two books, Ancient Secret Flower of Life and the second one, they're basically a two-part instruction manual on how to activate the Merkaba, or the Merkaba, the light body. And I'm getting massive tingles on my body again because I know that this manual can bring that about. The Merkaba is a very real thing. And anyone that doesn't believe that is saying, anyone that doesn't believe that the Merkaba is a real thing, it's because they've never experienced it. This kind of sciences, these spiritual sciences, these kind of things, they have to be experienced in order for you to understand them. They have to be experienced. Because unless you experience the Merkaba, you're never going to actually know with concrete conviction that it's actually a real thing. And the Merkaba is one of those things that will eventually be manifesting here on Earth within humans. The Merkaba is the light body. It is the massive light body that encapsulates every single human being. It's an energy system. And it is real. And the aura is very real too. But the aura, man, in today's realm with all the spiritual fluffy fluff and the Disney garbage and all the it's just the world, the aura has been, it's never been I've never seen an accurate description or an accurate picture of what the aura actually looks like. The activated aura. The aura that is activated with the activation of the Merkaba. You got pictures in these spiritual books, like in these stores. You open up a picture of the aura, and it's just this stupid little picture of like this haze around someone. Just like this fog that follows you, and this is the aura. And the aura is this and that, and it's just this little fog that encapsulates. It is not like that at all. The aura, when it is activated with the Merkaba, is one of the most beautiful things that your eyes will ever fucking set sight on. The color that this thing emanates, and the gem-like faceting of geometries that this thing is made out of, it's incredible. It's absolutely fucking drop jaw. It'll change your life forever. Seeing that. Excuse me. And again, if you don't pick up a copy of these two books and learn the second one is where you're going to learn how to activate the Merkaba. It is a very, very difficult to read book though, and it's not easy to understand. This book, number one, will allow you to this book number one. Excuse me. Volume 1 is very easy to understand. It's not difficult to read. You could read this book in a day or two if you wanted to. Very easy to read book to read, and if you read this with an open heart, things will happen in your life that, let's just say, are absolutely magical. Such as possibly, depending on how bad you want it, experiencing the light body, experiencing Kundalini, experiencing the activation of the chakra centers. And I'm talking about real activation, not this new age spiritual fluff where people just oh, we sit in circles and we just imagine the chakras, and we hold the thought in our minds and we pretend that we can feel them. No. I'm talking about actually being able to feel the chakras and actually being able to activate them to the point where you can actually see them, feel them, touch them, communicate with them, and feel the energy move from one chakra to the other in the serpentine pulling effect that it has as the chakra wheels spin their energy around each other. It's incredible. Get this book, and then once you finish reading that one, get volume 2. I've ripped the cover off. It actually looks just like this one, but I've ripped the cover off. These books, I got the first one I got at the Mystic Dream in Walnut Creek, a very good little occult bookshop, and I got it for $25. If you want, you can get it much cheaper. You could probably score it for between $10 and $15 on Amazon.com. But you can also get it at like Barnes and Noble, or again on the internet. But get this book, man. Very fascinating stuff. All the diagrams. I mean, you will learn so much from reading this book. Foolish not to get it. Excuse me for a second. But again, going back to what the Horus will be discussed in this as well. Going back in discussing, going back to the little Horus discussion that I had at the beginning of this. Again, the realm of heaven is not only around you, but it's inside of you as well. You just don't know it yet because you've been shut off from your intoxication. You're drunk on the illusions, not drunk on actual liquor, but you're metaphorically drunk. Somatically, you're drunk too. And what I mean by that is somatically, your cells are all fucked up. You're non-alkaline. You're not the divine superconductor. You're not the divine battery that is your birthright. You are here to experience enlightenment. And unless we get off the path that we're going now, none of it will ever happen. But like I said, I know it will happen because in my heart I'm working my magic to create a better world. And I don't see this planet being destroyed. I don't see it being overly polluted. It is polluted right now, and it is being destroyed, but it's also changing at the same time. Again, I see great things happening in our future. I'm so sick of everyone focusing only on the negative. And the negative is a very essential piece to the puzzle because it's black and white, male and female, positive and negative, etc. But when you only focus on the negative and you feel like you're being trapped by this realm and the hell that's happening here, then you're gonna fuck yourself because you need to use the negative as a stepping stool to make change. You have to notice the negative because unless you don't notice the negative, you'll never know that there's something wrong. Once you realize that there's something wrong, then you can start walking in the other direction, and you can start using your positivity to manipulate the lower realm of the negative. Remember, the higher realm always has governance over the lower. Always. But what about as above, so below, man? Exactly, but the above has governance. It has a large influence over the way that things happen on the lower realms. So use your positivity to alter and alchemize the negative in the world. Use the law of attraction. Start eating properly. Start eating healthy. Start fasting. Start juicing. Start cleansing. Start creating a magical world, man. Start being a fruitarian. Start going vegan. Go vegan for a week. Do a week-long vegan cleanse and watch how good you feel afterwards. I mean, goddamn. And, there's a thing called Heru beheaded that I will discuss in maybe this video, but most likely I'll make a separate video just on Heru beheaded. Beheaded. Heru, H-E-R-U, beheaded. That is a very, very interesting thing. And the only reason I'm bringing this up is because I was just talking about how the higher realms have a large say over what happens in the lower realms. Heru beheaded is when the Kundalini energy moves all the way up from the base of the spine to the top of the head, and it nestles inside the middle of the brain. And once that happens, your seed goes into the middle of your brain. The Kundalini nestles inside the middle of the brain. That is why you see the Uraeus in Egypt. Those people were spiritually enlightened. They were activated on the Kundalini level. I just realized that I don't even think I've just explained what Kundalini is. I'm going to make a separate video for that, but for now, just bear with me. Heru beheaded is when the Kundalini energy moves up the chakras and finds housing in the top of in the middle of the brain. Once that happens, you have Heru beheaded, Horus beheaded. Your head doesn't get chopped off. It's just that now that the Kundalini energy is in the top of in your brain, it no longer is governed by the lower vices of the lower chakra systems. It is not governed by the constant sexual garbage and all the money shit that the lower chakras constantly infiltrate and pollute the mind with. When it moves to the top of the head and it actually nestles inside of the brain, your brain the pineal gland becomes so active, that is when the aura is activated. When the Kundalini energy finally hits the middle, when it oh man, I'm talking. My mind can't keep up with my mind is so fast that my mouth can't keep up with the damn thing. So I'm gonna have to slow down a little bit. Heru beheaded. It's beheaded. You're beheaded metaphorically from the garbage below. And that's why I brought that up because I was talking about how the higher realms of the mind can dictate and have control over the lower realms, the more dense realms, if we know how to use that science. But again, the flower of life is a blueprint for evolution, and people need to start studying that symbol. It is a symbol that is going to start being revealed massively all over. It's already all over the world. I mean, there are many cultures where this symbol is to be found all over the world. But in the future, the flower of life will regain much recognition. It will start being. People will eventually realize how magical this symbol is. It's a blueprint. It's a total blueprint for evolution, enlightenment, and life in general. For life in general. Oh man, it's a beautiful world we live in, man. Beautiful. There are so many things that are in store for us. A lot of people feel trapped in this world because they think that magic only happens in fucking like little fairy tales and like Disney movies. They think that the realm of magic is only real in Hollywood. Hollywood. They think that, that magic can only happen on the big screen. But I am here to tell you at this current time in life that magic is everywhere around us. Life is magic. We just don't see it because, just like what Horus said, we're drunk on the illusion. We're drunk on hell. We consume hell, and therefore we don't see heaven. We don't live it, we don't be it, we don't act it. We're just a nation of pigs, slobs, that have a shit ton of potential. A shit ton of potential, man. Funny thing is just, again, most people think that magic can only happen in Hollywood. The funny thing about Hollywood is that the Druids used to make their wands out of the wood of holly. The Druids used to make their wands out of the wood of holly. They would make wands out of Hollywood. And they would use those wands to cast illusions over certain things. There's symbology everywhere around us, man. Everywhere. It is amazing to me how many things that are plastered around us that we don't pick up with our eyes. There is symbology everywhere. Every fucking where you go, there is some type of symbology everywhere. Everywhere. And you know, people need to start noticing it. Because by noticing all this stuff, I mean, it's just important. But I always found that interesting that the Druids would use they'd make wands out of Hollywood, and they would use these wands and their magic to manipulate people and etc. And look at what Hollywood does. Hollywood manipulates the shit out of people. Look at all the fucking things that go on in a Disney movie, man, and how when a child watches that at a young age, how it gets embedded into their brain tissue. I mean, it's deep. The programming is very, very deep, and a lot of people don't like to admit that, because a lot of people don't like to be scared. A lot of people don't want to do the necessary research to understand all this kind of stuff, because it would require you to let go of your guard for a little bit and possibly get the shit scared out of you. That's good, because essentially you need to be slapped a little bit, metaphysically, or metaphorically speaking, so that you can see what the fuck's going on. And I don't mean I'm like physically slapping, I just mean you kind of need to slap yourself with some hardcore information so that you can regain what the fuck you're doing in your life. Do you want to be the type of person that just fucking goes through the motions, or do you want to be a fucking warrior? You want to be a goddamn spiritual fucking paladin? Reclaim your fucking, your might. Today is your day of pride. Reclaim your glory, goddammit. Roleplay if you have to, man. I mean, what the fuck is all this people playing these RPGs? I'm not judging, man. But it's like you're playing the most advanced role-playing game on the world, man. It's called life. Roleplay in the now. Roleplay in the real world. And I'm not saying video games are bad. I play video games too from time to time, but it's just a lot of people are just they think they can only experience magic and arcane things from within a fucking video game or within a film. I mean, go out in life and have a fucking blast, man. Roleplay. Save the fucking world, man. Open your heart and save the fucking world. Save it. That's the game. Saving the world. Are you going to play or are you going to forfeit? God damn. Okay, I'm going to read a few passages from the Emerald Tablet of Thoth the Atlantean. After I put some more of this amazing oil on. I like putting the oils on my forehead, under my nose, on my wrists, pulse points, etc. because these particular herbs in this particular formula and the fragrances stimulate certain parts of the brain that I'm trying to stimulate right now. Stimulating the creativity centers in my brain, etc. You know, I will actually make a video on these hoodoo oils. That's what these are. These are hoodoo oils, not voodoo oils. Hoodoo oils, and they're actually magical oils. They're anointed. They're consecrated. They have particular herbs in them. They're prayed over. These oils are used to achieve certain goals, and you can. What's so powerful about them is that the scent stimulates these parts in the brain, and when you can connect the dots, you can. I'll get into it later, man. If you want to know more about it, go onto Google and type in hoodoo oils. Hoodoo, not voodoo. Hoodoo is practical African American folk magic. It's practical magic. Again, hoodoo is African American folk magic. It is aimed at making real success here on the earth plane. It's a very good system. Hoodoo is a very good system. Hoodoo can help you get back on track in life. Do some banishings and stuff. I'll get into that. Hoodoo is so interesting. I love hoodoo. I practice hoodoo. It is a very powerful system. Check it out. It is especially powerful if you are applying, or if you're using the law of attraction. Hoodoo can help you manifest things big time through candle magic and candle burning, rituals, bath spells, bottle spells, etc. It's African American witchcraft. It's fucking awesome. But again, Emerald Tablet of Thoth the Atlantean. Okay, I'm going to start reading from the tablet number 3, the Key of Wisdom. Keep thou not silent when evil is spoken, for truth like the sunlight shines above all. Again, keep thou not silent when evil is spoken, for truth like the sunlight shines above all. Be thou not proud, O man, in thy wisdom. Discourse with the ignorant as well as the wise. If one comes to thee full of knowledge, listen and heed, for wisdom is all. I'm going to say that again. Very powerful. I'm going to read that again, but slower. I'm reading too fast. Be thou not proud, O man, in thy wisdom. Discourse with the ignorant as well as the wise. If one comes to thee full of knowledge, listen and heed, for wisdom is all. That's a powerful statement. It's saying you have to learn to discourse with the fool and the erudite. For if you can't hear wisdom spoken out the mouth of a homeless man, how the fuck are you ever going to understand real wisdom? Okay, here we go. This is very, very powerful, and this is what I was talking about about the law of attraction, and about how the negative has to be. You have to control the negative. You have to manifest the positive and then rewrite over the... You have to use the positive to manipulate the negative, is what I'm getting at. The proud person is not wise but foolish, for pride causes the proud one to reject learning, for he measures all things by his own rule and standards. Silence is golden. Silentum est orium. Or, I'll say it. Never mind. Silence is golden. Talking about evil turns the creative force upon it and gives it life and actuality. Brilliant. That is why when motherfuckers talk only about bad things in life, they actually perpetuate it. In a sense, it's like they have a fire. If a fire represented negativity, these motherfuckers, by talking about negativity, are blowing air on the fire, getting it to ignite and burn brighter and hotter. And we want to put that fire out. So again, use positivity. Use your magic. Always be optimistic, even when things look terrible. Be that guy. Be that motherfucking guy that goes, fuck that, I'm not gonna fucking buy into all this bullshit. I came here to fucking manifest my dreams. I came here to live in peace. I came here to experience enlightenment, and I'm not gonna give into all this fucking bullshit. I'm not gonna eat the garbage. I'm not gonna fucking feed my fucking self all this garbage that makes me a spiritual moron. I'm gonna reclaim my glory, and I'm gonna be the most positive individual on this planet, and when every time someone says something negative, I'm gonna come in and fucking rewrite it with my positivity. I'm not only gonna make him feel better, but by doing so, I'm going to make the world a better place. If someone's speaking negative about how they feel like they're trapped or something about, I feel like we live in hell, man. You got Monsanto, the Illuminati, all this. I'm going to come in and I'm going to hit you over the head with a serious dose of wisdom. And I'm going to hit you over the head with a serious dose of positivity. Be that guy. It sucks when you see people brought down by other people. Collective groups of misery. People bringing each other down. Start bringing people up, man. And I'm not trying to rant here. I'm just saying. God damn. Yeah. Follow thine heart during thy lifetime. Do thou more than is commanded of thee. before I get too into this book, I wanted to give you a brief, just explain to you what this book is. You know what? I'm actually not going to do that yet, because I'm going to make a whole video just on this book. But for essentially these tablets, let's talk about the tablets. Now, a word as to the material aspect of the tablets. They consist of 12 tablets of emerald green, formed from a substance created through alchemical transmutation. Again. Did you just hear that? Very powerful. Now, a word as to the material aspect of the tablets. They consist of 12 tablets of emerald green, formed from a substance created through alchemical transmutation. They are imperishable, resistant to all elements and substances. In effect, the atomic and cellular structure is fixed, no change ever taking place. In this respect, they violate the material law of ionization. Upon them are engraved characters in the ancient Atlantean language, characters which respond to attuned thought waves. Let me read that one more time. In this respect, they violate the material law of ionization. Upon them are engraved characters in the ancient Atlantean language, characters which respond to attuned thought waves, releasing the associated mental vibration in the mind of the reader. The tablets are fastened together with hoops of golden-colored alloy suspended from a rod of the same material. So much for the material appearance. The wisdom contained therein is the foundation of the ancient mysteries, and for the one who reads with open eyes and mind, his wisdom shall be increased 100-fold. Read, believe it or not, but read, and the vibration found therein will awaken a response in your soul. This is such a profound book. You need to get it. You really do. It's neat. Thoth actually discusses the flower of life in this book. I'm trying to find that passage.
See how much battery I have.
Okay. Everything that has being is passing into yet another. Remember, O man, that all which exists is only another form of that which exists not. Everything that has being is passing into yet other being, and thou thyself are not an exception. All through the ages the light has been hidden. Awake, O man, and be wise. All through the ages the light has been hidden. Awake, O man, and be wise. If thou be great among men, be honored for knowledge and gentleness. This is one of the most profound passages in this book. Knowledge is regarded by the fool as ignorance, and the things that are profitable are to him hurtful. He liveth in death, it is therefore his food. Again, knowledge is regarded by the fool as ignorance. The fool regards things that are important. He regards wisdom as being ignorance. He's an idiot. Anything good, the fool regards as being bad, is what is being said here. Knowledge is regarded by the fool as ignorance, and the things that are profitable are to him hurtful. He thinks that the things that could help him are actually bad for him. He's a martyr. He liveth in death, it is therefore his food. Very powerful. Into men's hearts I look by... The way that these passages are written, it's kind of hard to vocalize without reading it a couple times. Into men's hearts I looked by my wisdom. Remember, Thoth was enlightened. Found them not free from the bondage of strife. Free from the toils thy fire, O my brother, lest it be buried in the shadow of the night. The fire. Free from the toils thy fire, O my brother. The fire. The fire essentially is the Kundalini. The heat of the Kundalini. I'll discuss that much further in future rants, because that is something that really does need to be talked about, and that is Kundalini. I'm talking about it now, but I need to make a video of really discussing what it is and what its role is, etc. Seek ye with wisdom, turn thy thoughts inward, close not thy mind to the flower of light. He's referring to the flower of life. When he says the flower of light, he means the flower of life. Place in thy body a thought-formed picture. I just, when I said that and I looked at the clock, it was 1:11:11. Seek ye, that's an important thing. Seeing 11s all the time is something that every hour I look at the clock somehow, and it's sometimes it's always an 11. I see the number 11 every day at least 12 times, constantly, and I will get into that and what that is and what these master numbers are and why you're seeing them. Chances are, if you're watching this video, you see numbers like that as well, and I'll make a video about that. Place in thy body a thought-formed picture. Think of the numbers that lead thee to life. That is very profound. Place in thy body a thought-formed picture. Place in your body an intention, an image of you as a enlightened, a healthy individual. Place in the body a thought-formed picture. Place within you your desire. Place within you that image of that perfect planetary evolved biosphere of Earth. Imagine the in your mind and place it in your body the world that you want to live in, man. And then think of the numbers that lead you to life. That is, think of the, what he's saying is, think of the how would I explain this? Think of the numbers that lead thee to life. Think of the things that lead you to life. And as you have, I'm going to discuss this much further. I could really go on. This is one of my favorite passages. I could really discuss this in detail, but I'm not going to right now. Not going to right now. How much time do I have left? Hopefully, battery will last. Okay, cool. Spaceborn, Key of Wisdom, the Calls of a Mentee, very important stuff here. The Key of Magic, here we go. This is a good. Again, you need to get this book. If this book was $400, I'd buy it. Luckily, it's very cheap. But the wisdom in this book is beyond value. It has no value. You pay $1,000 for this book. Aye, old age is this warfare. The eternal struggle between darkness and light. Fiercely it is fought all through the ages, using strange powers hidden in men. Adepts have there been filled with blackness, struggling always against the light. But others there are who, filled with brightness, have ever conquered the darkness of night. Reclaim your fucking glory, man. Become the spiritual paladin that you are and start helping this planet out by helping yourself out. That's the beautiful thing about evolution. Evolving the planet begins by you evolving yourself through cleansing. How are you going to live in a world of toxicity? Excuse me, how do you expect to manifest a clean world without pollution, without corruption, etc., when the state of affairs in your body is corrupt? when you have corruption in you, when you have sickness, disease, when you have mucoidal plaque, when you're filled with parasites. Remember, as above, so below. We first have to clean ourselves, and through cleansing ourselves, the planet will cleanse. It's a twofold fucking mutual thing here. Evolution. 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 Again, a lot of people want to live in a pristine world without corruption, without lies, cheating, stealing, hate, war, toxicity, etc. But it's just like, you got to start on the cellular level. You got to start on the smallest level. Or not the smallest. You have to start on the somatic level. You have to start within you. You're a god. In cleanliness is godliness. Remember, Kundalini requires a clean body and soul for it to move through the channels properly. Otherwise, Kundalini will fuck you up if it starts being activated and it can't move freely through the body. It'll get stuck in certain parts of the body, and it can drive you literally insane. There's a thing called Kundalini psychosis, and many people, whether they're forcing Kundalini to, I'm not going to get into that because I don't want to talk about that yet. I don't want to talk about forcing Kundalini yet. But that's what many people do in the Western world. The Caucasian is known for forcing the Kundalini with the use of drugs, etc. Very unwise. It's very unwise to attempt to force this thing to awaken. It can be, excuse me. It can be very dangerous trying to open the chakras if you're not ready. And I'm not talking about this fake New Age Hollywood open your chakra garbage where you just you pretend that you can see in your mind's eye your chakras rotating. I'm talking about when they're actually activated. You'll know when they're actually activated. You'll know. I guess this video essentially was at the core level of it. It's hopefully to inspire people to start using the law of attraction to start attracting a better world into the collective consciousness, to start attracting a better world. And that begins by you imagining that world and then taking action towards making the world a better place. Again, I hope this video inspired people to start using. Maybe you already do use the law of attraction. I don't know. But if you haven't, or if you don't know what it is, you can watch the movie The Secret to get a footing in it, to kind of understand what I'm talking about. There's books out there that are better than the movie and the book The Secret. I can't remember the name of the book, the particular book. I will find it and I will add a link in the comment book, or the section where I can write on these YouTube videos. I'll add a link to it. But essentially, I'm pretty sure you can watch The Secret for free on YouTube. Go check that movie out and watch it. Go watch it. And, you know, there's so many people out there that say that the law of attraction only works if you desire things that are capable of coming your way. You know, you can't just ask for $1 million and manifest it. Bullshit, you can't. If you really want that $1 million and you really give a fuck enough and you use your magic enough, you can manifest money. But this video isn't about using the law of attraction to attract money and mundane things to you. It's about opening your heart, and first, before you start manifesting those things, start manifesting a better world, man. Unless you seriously need some fucking money, which many people do, then manifest some money. But I mean, a lot of people, they hear about the law of attraction, and it's just like immediately their egotistical selves, they just start mentally masturbating about how they're going to try to use it to achieve financial success and to become popular and etc. And it's just like, that's such a mundane thing to do. That's such an egocentric thing to do, to just take this tool called the law of attraction and to only use it for yourself. Typical American way of thinking, though. I mean, I'm not shocked. But it can be used to attract money. But I mean, fuck. There's nothing wrong with attracting money, but what I'm getting at is when that's when the only thing that you fucking give a shit about, there's a big fucking problem. Because there's a lot of things that are more important than money. But, you know, essentially, in today's world, you can get a lot of things done with money. A lot of things. So, a lot of things can get done with money. So I'm not saying that money's bad, because, you know, in the right hands, money is a very powerful tool. But when you're spending money on strippers and cheap beer and TV time and mundane shit, then you're kind of essentially you're putting this money to waste in a sense. You're gifted to be living in the United States, if that's where you're living right now and watching this. You have so many things at your fingertips that you can use to begin making a better world. But unfortunately, many people just don't seem to give a fuck. They think that because they can get up and go to work every morning and have food on the table, that everything's fine and fucking dandy. But it's gross, because there's many people out there that don't have anything, man. Many people don't have anything. And it's just disgusting that people are so selfish, man. To go to restaurants and see people waste food, I mean, it's incredible, man. It is incredible. Motherfuckers will waste food like it's no big fucking deal, let me tell you. Meanwhile, motherfuckers can't even get a drop of clean water over in certain parts of the world. They're skinnier than a fucking... it's just disgusting, man, what people take for granted. And unless people can realize that they take things for granted, they're never going to change. Never. Never going to change unless you can see how you need to change. Many people, again, they have the apathetic anesthesia hooked up into their veins. That's I'm not literally. It's an expression, but they have this anesthetic way of looking at things where it's like they're drugged and numbed from really important things. They're numbed to things that actually matter, and they're not numbed to sex, drugs, alcohol, fucking working and baseball and etc. Why you say stuff like that, man? It's not true. Well, it is. Well, it offends me. Well, it shouldn't offend you, me talking like this, if at the core level, it shouldn't offend you if you're not being a pig. It shouldn't offend you at all in any case. But, if you're going to get offended at the way I talk about this kind of stuff, it's maybe because there's some things inside of you that you need to change. Hitting a nerve, so to speak. Love these oils.
Look at the herbs in this oil. Sage in there. All sorts of stuff. Black tourmaline. It's got a little hint of cedar and pine. Or pine, excuse me. The delicious blend. And again, these are used to stimulate the brain, man. You can also use particular occult or magic oils like this to anoint certain things. You can anoint your forehead when you wake up with protective oil if you wanted to remind your subconscious that you need to be protected, etc. You can put Crown of Success oil on a candle. I'll get into it later. There's so many oils out there. Start using them, man. Start walking into the magical realm and free yourself from the non-spiritual bondage that you've been living in, if you've been living in that kind of thing. The spiritual bondage. A lot of people, a lot of motherfuckers in the Matrix, a lot of men especially, they don't even like to think about the realm of sorcery and the arcane realm, the arcana, because they think it's for women or something. I don't know. Many people, like, I try to discuss these occult subjects with many men, excuse me, and it's just like they look at me like I'm crazy, like it's some like taboo to talk about magic and the occult and like casting circles and pentagrams and shit like that. Many people are just they're not into it, man. Many people are just they're drugged, they're drugged on they're drunk, excuse me, on the bullshit, the baseball, the entertainment, constantly seeking entertainment and pleasure. This all roots from the lower dictates of the chakras. Most people are in a survival and pleasure recreation cycle, continuously stimulated by those lower parts of the spine. This is the way it is. That is just the fucking way it is, man. And it's all good. For as many people as there are doing the wrong thing, there's good people doing the right thing. And I hate to tell you, but you negative people, 100,000 of you aren't even as powerful as one really, truly awakened, realized, and intelligent, and committed person. 100,000 of you fools aren't as powerful as one erudite, spiritual erudite, or a hierophant. You're just not. And it's because you're doing all the wrong things. So for as many motherfuckers out there that are wasting their time every day, plugged into the Matrix, doing stupid shit, God sees the good things that just one person does, and one good deed can override all the stupid bullshit that is going on in the collective consciousness. Not all of it. It's not what I meant, but doing good things overrides the negative. So start doing them, man, and start. If you've made it to this part in the video, thank you for watching. It's neat that there's people out there that want to watch this kind of stuff and hear about it. Please go out, if you have the money after watching this video, and buy yourself a juicer. Get yourself a little electric juicer. Okay? Get yourself, you can go to Costco and you can get the Jack LaLanne power juicer. I think for $89. It's got a lifetime warranty on the motor. You'll have it for the rest of your life, man. Or if you want something a little nicer, you can get yourself a Breville, a juice fountain. Those are really nice. They're around $300. Or you can get 850 watt Breville centrifugal juicer for $120 on Amazon. That's almost 1,000 watts. That is a lot of power. Or you could find a masticating juicer. The point I'm getting at is just get a fucking juicer, whatever it is. As long as it can juice some vegetables, get it. I prefer a nice quality centrifugal juicer with at least over 600 watts because I like to juice a lot of hard stuff. I like to juice the melon with the skin on it. And you need a good quality juicer to do that. Go out and get a juicer, and then go out and get some melons, some watermelons, or some cucumbers, or some Tuscan melons, some honeydew melon, Let them ripen, man, and start juicing them. The melon juice will raise your consciousness, whether you believe it or not. Especially if you need to drink melon juice on an empty stomach, and swish it around your mouth, mix it with your saliva, and drink the melon juice in the morning, and you're going to start feeling better. You know? We need to start using these tools that God has given us. We need to start using the vegetable kingdom to exalt our cellular structure, our cellular fluids, etc. And that's what these foods do. Raw foods, plants, nuts, seeds, teas, extracts, barks, algae, flowers, juices, herbal water. All these things stimulate the Kundalini. Start drinking them, man. You have to remember that there's much more to fruit and vegetables that meets the eye. You're not just consuming the fluids of the fruits and vegetables when you consume these things. You're also consuming the spirit of the particular item that you're juicing, and that's the most important part. You are consuming something that has a direct connection into the divine creation matrix of the earth, also known as Gaia. So by juicing these things that she creates, we are actually beginning to resonate on her level. And that is needed if you are going to be a spiritual warrior. You need to drink your juice. You need to drink your fluids. You need to drink your herbal teas, and you need to take your salt baths, and you need to cleanse, and you need to get the parasites out of your system so that you can have freedom so that your mind can have freedom, man. That your mind can be liberated. These parasites, they literally will molest your soul if you do not get rid of them. These things have to be I'll get into parasites later. I got a big discussion on parasites that I'm going to do. I even have some samples of the stuff that I've passed while cleansing from parasites that I'll show you. I had a multitude more of worms that I've collected during cleanses, but many of them I didn't have formaldehyde. I didn't have a quality preservant, and they ended up the parasites, the worms have a very soft, gelatinous skin. And because of that, what I was using to preserve them, it slowly over time just dissolved. The worms dissolved. I had ropeworm sections. I had what appeared to be like a 6-inch piece of tapeworm. I had some really weird liver flukes come out. A lot of mucoidal plaque come out. I had this big piece of what appeared to be like this rubbery material. It was huge. All sorts of strange stuff I've passed cleansing and everything. And now that I'm getting, and I still am nowhere near getting to that finalized point. There is so much stuff that has to be cleansed out of this physical body. It's incredible. But I've done enough cleansing to know how to do it. And a part of cleansing is that you can't just do enemas all the time. You can't always cleanse. You can force cleanse your body and actually do more damage than good. You need to go at a slow pace, and that's why cleansing takes patience, because it's not just like that. I mean, it takes a long time. You have to stay committed. You have to be dedicated. You have to have the willpower, and you will develop your willpower as you see the things come out of you that you cleanse, and it'll inspire you to continue. But it is not an easy path. It is a difficult path, and it can be kind of scary seeing these things come out of your system. But would you rather live with them? It's like having a person that lives in your apartment that doesn't pay rent, doesn't do jack shit, doesn't buy any food, doesn't help you out. These things steal your energy from you. They actually rob your chakras. They rob your blood of its ability to be pristine. They take away your river of life, your blood. They ruin it. Now that I know how to cleanse these things out of myself, and that's why I'm going to start selling cleanse kits. And don't ever try to tell me that I'm in the wrong for selling these things. I'm not saying that you, the particular person that's watching this, thinks that. But I mean, there's been some seriously stupid people in my life that just expected me to give them these cleanses for free because they're made of herbs and tinctures and crystals, as if I didn't have to buy the gems, etc., and the herbs and whatnot. Then these things all cost money, and they always cost more money when you go the expensive route like I do, because I only like the best things. I'm not trying to consume non-organic gotu kola. For instance, I always get the organic stuff because that's the stuff that works best. And when you're cleansing, you want the stuff that works best. But I've had some seriously strange people look at me like I'm crazy because I was going to charge them for a cleanse, and it's like, holy shit! Do you think it's free for me to do this? I have to not only buy the herbs, I have to weigh them out, I have to mix them properly. They have to be programmed. Yes, the herbs have to be programmed with magic. They have to be enhanced. They have to be ritualized. There are many things that you have to do to get these herbs to work properly. Many people just buy herbs and they sell them. These herbs, they need to be programmed with crystals, etc. And I should be getting it free. Can I have it free? No, you can't, man. Fuck. If you're in a serious situation where you're like sick as fucking dying, of course I'll hook you up. But I mean, goddamn, people, it's just like, I'm amazed. People just want free fucking toys all the time. But these cleanses that I'm putting out, I mean, they're very powerful. They're well worth your money, let me tell you. Because when you start to cleanse these things out of you, your life gets better, man. How can you put a price on your life getting better? And no, they're not expensive. I love the Matrix-born fool who will have no problem spending $100 on a pair of shoes, but will trip when a little $20 bottle of a bottle of herbs is $20. I'm amazed. I think I'm going to be ending this video soon because I don't want it to accidentally. Just saw another 11. I don't want to accidentally. Sometimes things happen and these things get deleted while I'm recording them. So I'm going to end on this note. It's about. I'll go to a minute or an hour and 40. I'm at an hour and 37. I'm going to wrap this video up with some positive words. I think everyone, if you've watched this to this point, please go out and get a juicer. Find it in your heart that it is a good investment. By juicing vegetables, you're not only juicing the spirit of the plant in the vegetable kingdom, but you're consuming something that gives you your cellular structure a direct link into the magical realm of Gaia. That's important. Very important. You're going to be consuming minerals. You're going to start getting minerals in your diet. You're going to start consuming vitamins and plant essences and vegetable and fruit essences. And the mineral content is essentially what you need. Your body needs minerals, and your body loves minerals from fruit and vegetables. I don't care what, people say about if fruit is bad. Fruit is not bad for you. There's a reason why Earth created these delicious candy-like foods for consumption. You need to consume these things, so go get a juicer if you have the money. If you don't have the money, go get the fruits and eat them raw. Or maybe, your dad or your mom has like a blender, or etc. You can take a blender and you can blend fruits and vegetables and you can drink them. Or you can also blend your fruits and vegetables to a very fine liquid, and then you can run the liquid through a cheesecloth. And you have yourself a budget juicer. It's going to be a little bit more work than just throwing it to the juicer. But I mean, hey, you got to do what you got to do, man. You got to do what you got to do. There's a power in the grassroots. That's neat. Grassroots kind of stuff like that is neat. Make and do with what you got. You know, using your creativity. You know, like, oh, I don't have money for a juicer, but shit, I got a blender. I can still do it. You know, I mean, it's that kind of spirit and energy that this planet needs. People that are like creators. Is what I'm getting at. But on that note, I am going to take off, and you know, please check out my other videos, and thank you for watching this. If you've gotten to this point, again, before I leave, I just want to say one more time: imagine in your mind and in your heart a perfect world, and start doing little things every day, whether it be like lighting a candle. Excuse me, what am I saying? Lighting a candle. You can light a candle. You can do candle magic and use candle magic to manifest a better world. But I mean, do little things every day, like juice your vegetables, say a fucking prayer for once, or you know, just start manifesting. That's what I'm getting at. Every day before you go to bed, imagine that perfect world. Start spreading information. Start doing what you want to do that you're not doing, and start doing it well. Reclaim your glory. I'm out. Peace be with you.